Yeah. When you sleep at night, ugly man, you got to think of me for the next 8 weeks. Think of me, because I'm going to
fighting. Of course I want to continue fighting. That's what I said is, we took a shot at success and we came up short. And what does that mean now? We're going to run away. We're going to live to fight another day. And that's what I'm a warrior.
As much as that, you know, they are both losers. They're both coming off losing fights. It's the only obvious fight to make. So they've got to make it. And if they make that fight, then I'm sure...
Tyson Fury unleashed a fiery attack on Anthony Joshua in a tense press conference, his words laced with arrogance. The Gypsy King spoke of destiny and legacy, brushing AJ off as nothing more than a small man. Classic Fury, loud, brash, and overflowing with confidence. But if history has taught us anything, it's that the more Fury roars, the sharper and more dangerous Joshua becomes.
He's a champion, I'm a champion, and it's going to be one of the fights for the ages. You know, someone told me the other day, it's been 24 years since we had a last undisputed world heavyweight champion. Now, we know that the both Klitschko's was champions for around about 10 years, so there's been another 14 years where all the heavyweights couldn't do it. So we've been chosen, and I believe we're both destined to be here, to be in this big fight in Saudi Arabia, the Ring of Fire. And there's only one winner, and I'm destined to become the undisputed.
Anthony Joshua's response silenced Fury's noise in brutal fashion. While the Gypsy King shouted and flexed, AJ stayed calm and precise, tearing to bravado to reveal a man craving the spotlight. It was humiliation delivered with composure, Joshua proving he's a true headline act, while Fury looked shaken and diminished.
He's a challenger. Huh? Yeah, but he can't sell out. This is the first time he's headlining a show. I'm here. I'm the champion. I told you, I'm the landlord.
Even Duke McKenzie had to admit it. This showdown is pure shootout material. Both men have vulnerabilities, but only Joshua carries the kind of power that ends nights in an instant. Fury might steal headlines with his noise and theatrics outside the ropes, but AJ reserves his detonations for fight night. And when the landlord lets loose, Fury's legacy could crumble in a matter of seconds.
AJ's got a lot of power still. His punch resistance may be shot to pieces, but, you know, Fury's not too far behind him, I don't think. They're both ready to go. So it's a question of who lands first. And Fury's always been quite smart, quite clever in terms of his boxing sort of prowess and ability. So you would expect Fury to maybe nick it.
Tony Bellew didn't hold back. He's always maintained that Joshua has the weapons to dismantle Fury. Even with lingering questions, Bellew leans toward AJ's mix of power and accuracy. Fury might dominate the press conferences with noise and bravado, but once the bell rings, it's Joshua's firepower that could leave the Gypsy King unraveling under real pressure.
That's a dreadful fight for Moses. I just think to throw this kid into the wolves at this stage so early in his career, I just don't get what for. He's a young man, let him develop the same as every other fighter, let him learn.
Joshua's warning was cold, concise, and deadly. A clear reminder that this rivalry goes beyond trash talk. While Fury jokes and plays the showman, AJ's quiet threat landed like a hammer. In a press conference where Fury roared, "You're done," Joshua calmly flipped the narrative. Because when the landlord comes knocking, no amount of Gypsy King bravado will keep him safe.
I've been signing contracts for years. It ain't in my hands, it's with a legal team. That's why you hire lawyers. If you know the history of boxing, make sure you get your legal terms right. That's why you got good management and good lawyers. So of course I'm going to sign a contract. That's just with some lawyers.
Johnny Nelson laid it bare. When it comes down to pure skill, Joshua holds the edge. Fury might boast about his slick moves, ring IQ, and awkward style, but once you strip away the noise from those fiery pressers, the reality is simple. AJ's fundamentals are stronger. His jab, his punch combinations, his power shots, they land sharper and more precise. Fury thrives on chaos and showmanship, but Nelson's point slices through the hype. Joshua is a more disciplined, technically sound fighter who can control the pace and distance. And if AJ sets the rhythm, Fury's unpredictability won't be a weapon, it'll be a weakness. That's why many believe when the talking stops, Fury's antics won't stop him from being broken down systematically.
To me, it's so close and it's so subjective. And that's what I said. I think in regards to saying, I'm technically better, I don't think Spencer meant Anthony Joshua is technically a better boxer than Tyson Fury.
Carl Froch hit the nail on the head. If Tyson Fury truly had full confidence, why constantly toy with retirement? That back and forth doesn't reflect certainty. It reflects doubt. In contrast, Anthony Joshua looks locked in, focused, disciplined, and ready for battle. Fury may roar and cause chaos in front of cameras, but Froch sees through the act. He pointed out this is a fight the fans demand, because it leaves no room for excuses. Joshua has never ducked a challenge, while Fury hid behind theatrics and mind games. Froch's words weren't a throwaway comment. They were a direct shot at Fury's mentality. Step away, return, hurl insults. It all feels like a man trying to convince himself. Meanwhile, AJ waits patiently, steady as ever. And when the landlord shows up, the rent always gets paid.
I know the fight with Anthony Joshua is an interesting one we want to see, one that I certainly want to see. First of all, I'd just like to say, why retire, why come out?
Carl Froch came straight to the point, cutting past the noise. He made it clear, even if Tyson Fury walked away without ever facing Anthony Joshua, the sport would keep moving because Joshua is still the biggest attraction. Wembley doesn't sell out on Fury's name alone. It sells out when AJ is front and center. Froch's blunt honesty exposes the harsh reality. Fury needs Joshua more than Joshua needs Fury. The Gypsy King can scream at press conferences and throw insults, but Froch's words hit harder. History doesn't remember the loudest voice. It remembers a fighter who pulls the crowds. Joshua's defeats haven't weakened his profile. If anything, they've made him tougher and more relatable. Fans connect with redemption stories, not circus antics. And that's why, when the showdown finally happens, it'll be AJ, not Fury, standing as Britain's true headline act.
Fights Anthony Joshua, that would be the one that people want to see. That was probably still Phil Wembley, but as a boxing purist and as a lover of the sport, am I that bothered if Tyson Fury never steps in the ring with Anthony Joshua? I'll be honest, no. AJ's been...
Adam Smith zoomed out to the bigger picture. Tyson Fury isn't retiring just yet because a collision with Anthony Joshua is unavoidable. All the theatrics, the shouting, the chaos at press conferences, the endless insults, they all lead back to one simple truth. The defining fight of this era is Fury versus AJ. And Smith made that clear. But notice carefully, he didn't sound like a man placing all his faith in Fury. Instead, he spoke as though Joshua is the final obstacle the opponent Fury must conquer to cement his legacy. And that's where the risk lies. Joshua has rebuilt himself, calmer, sharper, and hungrier than ever before. Fury can keep yelling, "You're finished," but Smith's tone suggested the opposite. It might just be Joshua who delivers a finishing blow.
It's been a phenomenal career. He's not just going to slip away into the sunset, I don't think. So I think if that fight, which I think is very much still there to be made this year.
Eddie Hearn cut straight to the heart of the Tyson Fury circus. Unpredictability, inconsistency, and endless drama. Nobody really knows what Fury's next move is, not even Fury himself. One day he's raging at Anthony Joshua in a press conference, shouting "You're finished." The next, he's teasing retirement or stalling over contracts. That's not the mindset of a focused champion. That's a man scrambling to keep control of a story that's slipping away from him. Now compare that with Joshua. Calm, structured, and already locked into training camp. No distractions. No excuses. The contrast is stark. Fury thrives on chaos. AJ thrives on discipline. Hearn's words weren't just commentary. They expose Fury's biggest flaw. Joshua isn't wasting time chasing headlines. He's sharpening his weapons, fully aware that when fight night comes, Fury's games won't count for anything. The talking stops. The truth takes over. And the truth is, Joshua is ready to silence the Gypsy King once and for all.
Can't ever guess what Tyson Fury's thinking or what his plan is, you know, and it's really, you just got no, like, you can't choose confidently what he's going to do. Maybe he's had enough. Maybe he's got the ump. Maybe it's a game. You just got to worry about yourself. And, you know, for us, AJ's probably a couple of weeks away from going back into camp. And then, you know, in a couple of weeks, maybe we'll reach out to Frank and Spencer and say, look, we're going to make our next move. Do you want to speak to Tyson and see, make sure he's 100%?
Tony Bellew didn't hold back. He openly questioned whether Tyson Fury is genuinely committed to facing Anthony Joshua or just playing the same old game of bluff. We've seen this pattern before. Fury explodes at a press conference, shouting threats. But when it comes time to sign contracts, excuses suddenly appear. Bellew's frustration reflects exactly what fans are feeling. Joshua has never ducked a challenge. Win, lose, or draw, he steps up, fights the best, and carries the weight of British boxing with him. Fury, by contrast, thrives on theatrics, stirring chaos to mask hesitation. And that's why Bellew's words sting so much. They hint at a deeper truth. Maybe Fury isn't eager for AJ. Maybe, deep down, he knows Joshua's disciplined composure and power could be too much. But here's the catch. The cry wolf act only works so many times before people stop believing. If Fury tries it again, fans may finally turn on him. Bellew's message wasn't casual commentary. It was a sharp warning. Joshua's time is now, and Fury might just be too reluctant to face it.
It's one that, right now, I mean, he's just coming off a hard camp, a hard fight, and does he need it right now, immediately, when Tyson Fury says so? Probably not, but can he afford to knock back the opportunity? Probably not as well, so it's tough, really. I'm not so sure it actually does happen, and I'm not so sure that someone, once again, boy who cried wolf.
Johnny Nelson's breakdown was raw and unfiltered. Even if his delivery wasn't perfect, the message underneath was unmistakable. When Tyson Fury and Anthony Joshua finally share a ring, it's AJ who holds the sharper blade. Nelson has seen it all before. Fury exploding at pressers, shouting insults, trying to smother Joshua with noise. But noise doesn't win fights. Nelson suggested something deeper. Behind the Gypsy King circus act lies a fighter who leans on theatrics to cover cracks in his game. Joshua, on the other hand, is steel. He doesn't need to be the loudest in the room. His fists do the talking. And that's what Nelson pointed out. This fight won't be decided by who screams the most, but by who's strongest mentally, technically, and physically when the bell rings. On those fronts, Joshua has the arsenal. Nelson's words echo what many fans quietly believe. Fury may try to embarrass AJ in front of cameras, but when the real fight begins, it could be Fury himself who ends up exposed and humbled under the lights.
Tyson Fury, you put him and Anthony Joshua together, and I'd been asked before, who wins between us both? I said Anthony. Tyson's a Tyson offended or whatever, and then vice versa. Why would he give a shit what I think? So what he thinks and what he believes. Coming through my career, so many people said, you ain't going to do shit. I don't hate on him. I just think, all right, my success says it all. And so when you walk away from this game, you understand.
This isn't just another fight. It's the clash that will define a generation. Tyson Fury roars at Anthony Joshua during fiery pressers, yelling, "You're finished." But those outbursts sound more like self-reassurance than reality. Deep down, Fury knows AJ is the one man who can drag his flaws into the light. For Joshua, victory means more than belts. It's redemption, the silencing of doubters, and the cementing of his legacy as Britain's true heavyweight king. For Fury, a win would extend his legend, but his antics betray uncertainty. Joshua looks composed, sharper than ever, while Fury drowns himself in noise. The real question is simple. When the talking stops and the punches fly, who stands tall? Do you believe Anthony Joshua reclaims his throne, or does Tyson Fury find a way to survive and shock us all? Drop your predictions in the comments.